What's up everyone, your brother Pesh Kumar here and yesterday I was live on Instagram. तो मैं ऐसे आप लोगों के साथ बातें कर रहा था Instagram पे and a lot of you were still asking me कि इंडिया में बेस्ट फ्लाइंग स्कूल कौन सा है. So I thought why not give it a thought once again and इस पे क्यों ना एक और वीडियो बनाई जाए. I have already made a video on this, link is link is here and so this video is a part 2 kind of video to that जिसमें I will be going into a lot of details. And also I will be telling you guys which is the best flying school. So भैया आपने अपने एग्ज़ाम्स क्लियर कर लिए, आपने अपना माइंड मेकअप कर लिया, आपने पैसे इकट्ठे कर लिए, सब फाइनलाइज हो गया और अब डिसाइड हो चुका है कि पायलट ही बनना है. अब बात आती है कि फ्लाइंग स्कूल चूज़ कैसे करें. So today I'm gonna list out each and everything, like literally everything that you need to check before you join a flying school. Let's get started. The first, foremost, most important thing is obviously the cost. कितने पैसे लगने वाले हैं, that is what matters a lot. पायलट बनना छोटी बात नहीं है, बहुत ज़्यादा खर्चा आता है, I'm sure all of you know. और वो खर्चा किसी फ्लाइंग स्कूल में ज़्यादा होता है, किसी फ्लाइंग स्कूल में कम होता है. We have flying schools in India which range all the way from 10 lakh rupees to going even up to 50 lakh rupees. So वो खर्चा आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि आपके पास पैसे कितने हैं, आपका बजट कितना है एंड उसके अकॉर्डिंग यू विल गो टू अ फ्लाइंग स्कूल. सो बिफोर यू बॉम्बार्ड मी विद क्वेश्चंस कि 10 लाख रुपए वाला फ्लाइंग स्कूल कौन सा है, मैं खुद बता देता हूँ. इट इज़ बिहार फ्लाइंग क्लब. इट्स ऑब्वियसली इन बिहार एंड वहाँ पे फॉर लोकल बिहार रेजिडेंट्स यू कैन डू योर CPL इन अबाउट 10 lakh rupees. बिफोर वी कंटिन्यू, which flying school do you guys think is the best in India? Do drop it in the comments, help everyone out and let's see which flying school you guys think is the best one in India. Now moving on to point number 2. Point number 2 is कि students कितने हैं उस flying school में. So if your flying school is huge, it has a lot of aircrafts, everything is very nice, you know, it's the biggest flying school in the world. But if they also have the maximum number of students in the world, you literally will not get any airplane to fly. The number of students at a flying school matter a lot. And the other thing is this keeps on changing from time to time. So किसी फ्लाइंग स्कूल में आज पूरा भरा होगा, वो बहुत सारे बच्चे होंगे और वहाँ पे फ्लाइंग बहुत कम मिल रही होगी बच्चों को. But the same flying school, let's say about 6 months down the line, might actually be totally empty or might have very few students because the ones who were there, they all passed out. So this is a very variable factor जिसके बारे में आपको before you join the flying school उससे एकदम immediately पहले चेक करना पड़ेगा. Now the third most important thing is the instructors and the CFI at the flying school. So the CFI is the chief flying instructor. So this person is the head of the flying school. जैसे स्कूल में principal होता है ना, similarly CFI is the head of a flying school. So अगर CFI flying school में नहीं है तो flying school में flying हो ही नहीं सकती. No one can fly any aircraft. The CFI has to be physically present at the flying school or even a deputy CFI. तो पहली बात तो ये चेक कर लेना उस फ्लाइंग क्लब में CFI या डेप्यूटी CFI हैं या नहीं. सेकेंडली ऑल्सो चेक हाउ मेनी इंस्ट्रक्टर्स आर देयर इन द फ्लाइंग स्कूल. हाउ डज दैट मैटर? बिकॉज योर इनिशियल पार्ट ऑफ द फ्लाइंग, आप 200 घंटे की फ्लाइंग करनी है आपको, उसमें जो इनिशियल पार्ट होता है फ्लाइंग का प्लस बीच में कुछ स्टेजेस जो होती हैं, दे हैव टू बी डन विद एन इंस्ट्रक्टर. अब अगर इंस्ट्रक्टर ही नहीं होएगा फ्लाइंग स्कूल में तो किसके साथ फ्लाइंग करोगे? हु इज़ गोना टीच यू हाउ टू फ्लाई? So number of instructors at a flying school matter a lot. Before we continue, a small request. If you guys think the content is good, if it's helpful to you, if you enjoy the content, please do consider subscribing to the channel. It is really helpful to me. It gives me the motivation to continue bringing you guys some really nice aviation content. Also, you can follow me on Instagram if you want to have a chit chat with me. I try and reply to pretty much everyone. किसी को reply नहीं कर पाता हूँ तो I'm really sorry. I get a lot of messages and it's hard to reply, but I do try my level best. So you can follow me on Instagram also, link in the description, or you can just search for Tapshi. And let's continue now. Fourth thing is the geographical location of the flying school. So if your flying school is let's say somewhere in the north, अपना North India side है, तो North India में winters में क्या होता है? Fog. अब फॉग हो जाएगी तो विजिबिलिटी विल ड्रॉप. फ्लाइंग के लिए यू रिक्वायर 5 kilometers विजिबिलिटी एज अ स्टूडेंट पायलट. तो वो 5 kilometers विजिबिलिटी नहीं होगी तो आप फ्लाइंग कैसे करोगे? और लेट्स से योर फ्लाइंग स्कूल इज़ इन अ प्लेस जहाँ पे बारिश बहुत ज़्यादा होती है, तो किसी में बारिश इतनी ज़्यादा हो रही है कि विजिबिलिटी है ही नहीं वहाँ पे, तो हाउ विल यू फ्लाई? सो The geographical location of a flying school does matter because the weather will affect how much flying you get from that flying school. Point number 5 is the number of airplanes that flying school has. The number of airplanes obviously is a very very big factor. एक flying school में अगर एक ही जहाज़ है तो obviously that one airplane will be divided amongst whatever number of students are there. As compared to a flying club which has let's say 10, 15, 20 airplanes, वहाँ पे very obviously you will get more chances to fly aircraft. You will be able to finish off your 200 hours of flying much faster. कई बार मेरे से ये भी पूछते हैं लोग कि कन्वेंशनल कॉकपिट हो और ग्लास कॉकपिट हो उससे कुछ फ़र्क पड़ता है. इट डज़ नॉट मैटर. नो वन केयर्स कि आपने कन्वेंशनल कॉकपिट में फ्लाइंग करी है या फिर आपने ग्लास कॉकपिट में फ्लाइंग करी है या फिर आपने सेमी ग्लास में फ्लाइंग करी है. डजंट मैटर एट ऑल. नो एयरलाइन केयर्स अबाउट इट. यू विल स्टिल गेट द सेम CPL लाइसेंस. ऑल्सो एयरक्राफ्ट की बात पे ही वन मोर फैक्टर इज द टाइप ऑफ एयरक्राफ्ट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ अ फ्लाइंग स्कूल हैज अ सेस्ना 152 एंड अ सेस्ना 172, obviously the rates for flying a Cessna 152 will be lower, तो आपका CPL सस्ते में हो जाएगा as compared to flying a 172 which is a bigger aircraft, consumes more fuel, तो उसके flying के charges ज़्यादा होंगे. So the type of airplane also does matter quite a bit. Point number 6 is how good is the maintenance at the flying school. जब आप फ्लाइंग के लिए जाओगे आई एम वेरी श्योर आपका मरने का कोई इंटेंशन तो होगा नहीं या जहाज़ को कहीं क्रैश करने का. ना ही आप चाहोगे कि आप कहीं क्रॉस कंट्री कर रहे हो या फ्लाई कर रहे हो और आपका इंजन फेल हो जाए. सो ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स विल डिपेंड ऑन हाउ गुड द मेंटेनेंस इज एट योर फ्लाइंग स्कूल. नाउ दिस इज़ वन प्लेस वेयर मोस्ट फ्लाइंग स्कूल्स थोड़ी गुच्ची सी मार देते हैं वो, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली दे वांट टू कट कॉस्ट, दे वांट टू मेक प्रॉफिट्स. तो उसको लेके मेंटेनेंस इज़ यूजुअली वन थिंग विच सफर्स अ लॉट. तो go to a flying school where the aircrafts are well maintained, they are properly maintained, and preferably are new airplanes. Because obviously like a new car, a new airplane is also more reliable. So go to a flying school which has a proper maintenance setup, which has a good number of well qualified permanent engineers. That will save your life. Point number 7 and a slightly controversial point is overlogging or underlogging. पहले मैं समझा देता हूँ overlogging और underlogging होता क्या है. So in a lot of flying schools what happens is आप fly करोगे एक aircraft को, you fly for 1 hour, but when you land in your logbook जहाँ पे लिखते हैं total hours, वहाँ पे you put it as 2 hours. तो you've flown for 1 hour but you've put in as 2 hours. That is illegal, it is very wrong, and unfortunately it happens at a lot of flying schools in India. For very obvious reasons I cannot name any flying schools. मुझे पता है कहाँ पे होता है, but I cannot name it obviously on camera. But it's just wrong. It's very wrong. Please do not go to a flying school जहाँ पर ये चीज़ें होती हों. वो flying school is like it's a big red flag and you should never go to such a flying school. The other spectrum is underlogging. In the sense आपने दिन में जहाज़ उड़ाया let's say 3 घंटे, और आपने लैंड होने के बाद सिर्फ 2 ही घंटे लॉग किए. तो 1 घंटा you flew, you learned how to fly, but you only logged for 2 hours. That also happens and that is also wrong. It is also illegal. कल को अगर DGCA की कुछ रेड पड़ती है या फिर कोई एयरपोर्ट अथॉरिटी की या किसी की भी कोई भी यहाँ पे ऑडिट होता है, believe me you will be in a big amount of trouble. So please do not go to a place जहाँ पर ये underlogging overlogging वाला काम होता है. Go to a place जहाँ पर आप जितनी फ्लाइंग करोगे उतनी ही फ्लाइंग आप पेपर्स में लिखोगे. Simple as that. Point number 8 is quality of training. Now you might ask कि quality of training इतना लिस्ट में नीचे क्यों है? I'll tell you the reason. See, your primary aim is to get a job in an airline, right? And unfortunately, airlines में selection के टाइम पे your practical flying knowledge is not tested. No one cares कि आपको जहाज़ उड़ाना आता है या नहीं आता. What they test is your theoretical knowledge. So इसीलिए even if you get very very good flying training at a flying school, it will not exactly help you to get a job. But that being said, it is still a very very big positive factor for any flying school. If the instructors are good, if the airplanes are good, if the airfield is good, believe me, you will learn and you will become a much better pilot down the line. ये चीज़ें आपको once you get a job, once you get a few hours, it's only then that you realize कि आपके flying school ने आपको कितनी अच्छी ट्रेनिंग दी है या कितनी ख़राब ट्रेनिंग दी है. Because depending on that is how you will perform in your airline job. Point number 9 is a rare one which no one will tell you about, but believe me, it does affect your flying, and that is who owns the runway. It's a flying school, right? It has to have a runway. You can't fly without a runway. पर वो जो रनवे है वो उसका ओनर कौन है उस रनवे का. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ऐसे फ्लाइंग स्कूल ऑपरेट्स आउट ऑफ अ बिग एयरपोर्ट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अमृतसर हो गया, भोपाल हो गया, इंदौर हो गया. All these places are commercial airports wherein we guys land. We operate commercial flights to these airports. But these airports also have small flying clubs. Now the problem is, because we operate and we are given priority, the flying schools do not get as much time or as much importance. So you might end up not getting cleared for a flight because there's like 10-15 flights coming into a runway. So the ATC might not give you a startup. He might be like, there's a lot of traffic coming in, sorry, I can't let you fly. So these things might seem very minor to you right now, but when you actually go and fly, it does really matter a lot. Another thing related to the runway is, what are the facilities available at the airfield? Does it have a VOR? Does it have ILS? Does it have proper markings? How long is the runway? All these things, they seem very small right now, but in the end, when you're actually at the flying club, when you're actually flying doing your 200 hours, these things will start to come up in their importance and they will start to matter. So I'm telling them to you right now. Now point number 10 is all the miscellaneous things. Now these are not exactly primary factors when it comes to choosing a flying school, but they will affect your stay at the place. For example, hostel kaisa hai? Do they even have a hostel? Will you have to take your own flat? How is the food like? Where exactly is the flying school located? How is the climate? वहाँ पे कोई आपको allergy तो नहीं हो रही? All these very 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 small things, they will not define you choosing a flying school, but they will affect your stay at the place. So think about these things also before you enroll into one. And now, finally, we come down to which is the best flying school in India. And the answer to that is, sorry to disappoint you, no flying school is the best. Why do I say that? Because there are good flying schools, there are bad flying schools, but there is no best flying club in India or across the world. It is just impossible to define the best flying club. Each school will have their own positives and their own negatives also. There's no school which has no negatives. So I'm sorry, but there is no best flying school in India. You will have to work hard on all the points that I just told you. The 10 points I gave you, write them down on a paper and get to know about each and every flying school that you intend to join. In front of all of those points, write down कौन सा स्कूल अच्छा है and कौन सा स्कूल ख़राब है. मेहनत करो and then decide on a flying school. I cannot give you one single name which is the best flying club. Now you might ask कि ये इतने सारे points तो बता दिए 10, but इनके बारे में पता कैसे करें? Like what's the best way to know about it? A lot of this information will be given to you by the flying school itself. So they all have their websites. Call them up, speak to them and get all the data you want from the flying school. कितने aircrafts हैं, कितने instructors हैं, ये सब data you can get from the flying school itself. They won't lie to you about it. About the other things which the flying school might lie to you about, speak to the students who have flown at that place. This is the best way to know कि वो जगह कैसी है. वहाँ के reviews लो by the people who actually were there or are there and are flying. They will guide you the best. आजकल social media is very common. You will easily find people from all flying schools all over social media and they will very happily tell you कि flying school actual में कैसा है, and that is the best source of information. Another thing that I would like to point out is, आपने decide कर लिया pilot बनना है, decide करते ही don't go to a flying school and just enroll yourself. You have to do your due diligence, and helping you out in that due diligence can be your ground school. So mostly flying schools में जो ground school होता है for your DGC exam, that is not very good. So when you join a ground school, most probably at Ramphal Chowk in Dwarka, New Delhi, वहाँ पर you will come in contact with a lot of other students. Those people will have some inputs which they will give you. You will share your inputs, and on the whole you will get a much better picture of which flying school is better and which flying school is worse. The first thing that you do should not be joining a flying school. First join your ground classes, clear your DGCA exams. उस एग्ज़ाम्स को क्लियर करते टाइम you will get a much better idea about which flying school is better and which is not. If you know a few airline pilots, you can also speak to them, but honestly that's not a very good way, because we as airline pilots, मतलब मुझे तो पता है because I am in touch with you guys, but normally an airline pilot would not have a very good idea कि कौन सा flying school अच्छा है कौन सा ख़राब है, because they did their flying years back and आज की डेट में things keep on changing, so they would not really know कि कहाँ पर क्या चल रहा है आजकल. So speaking to a pilot, I wouldn't really recommend it, but if you know someone, might as well. They will at least give you some positive input. And lastly, always remember, any flying school you speak to, they will say one thing: we are the best in India. Believe me, they're not. Use your own head, work hard, do your due diligence, and then decide on a flying school. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something from it. It was helpful to you guys. And well, that's about it. Please do subscribe to the channel if you think the content is good. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers super duper soon. Also, thank you so much for the love that you guys give me. It is really great. And well, also like the video. Drop in a comment if you guys know any nice flying school. Let everyone else know. And well, that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next one.